Hi and Assalamualaikum. We are from Group A. We will present the topic Bugs are trustworthy in forensic science. Our group consists of 4 members, namely Li Jingshen, A196559, Siti Izzati Shasha binti Abdul Aziz, A197327, Aida Afrina binti Muhammad Razi, A197373, and Sumaya binti Roslan, A197273.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. My name is Siti Izzati Shasha binti Abdul Aziz. Nama matric is A197327. Okay, what is forensic entomology? Forensic entomology is the study of the application of insects and other arthropods in criminal investigation. Insects and arthropods are discovered in a decomposite vertebrate body or carrion. This insect colonizer can be used to estimate the time of death, time interval between death and corpse discovery, also called postmortem index (PMI), movement of the corpse, manner and cause the death, and association of suspect at the death scene. Next, the history of forensic entomology. The first recorded incident where insects were used in a criminal investigation was in 13th century China, as described in Suzu book called The Washing Away of Wrongs. When a farmer was found murdered in a field with a sharp weapon, all the suspects were told to place their sickle on the ground. Only one sickle attracted flies to the trace amount of blood hidden to the neck eyes, which result in the conviction by the murderer. Next, the application of forensic entomology in a modern courthouse was in 18th century France, where entomological data was admitted as proof for acquitting the current occupants of the residence from where the skeletonized remains of the child were found. And also in the 18th century, Jovanovic and Magnus' evaluation of the insect succession of groups established the sign of forensic entomology.
I will present about the categories of insects that can be found on the decomposing carrion. According to Smith 1986, there are 4 categories of insects. First is the nitrophagus species. They are feeding on the carrion and mainly from the species of Pterodactyla, which are flies, and other Coleoptera, which are the beetles. Next is the predators and parasites of the nitrophagus species. This includes Stydrophagus species, which first feed on the carrion and later become the predator. Then is the omnivorous species. They feed on the dead body and the others arthropods. The examples of the omnivorous species are ants, wasps, and some beetles. The last one is the other species like spiders and springtails, which use the corpse as an extension of their environment. I will present about the post-mortem changes. So, when death occurs, cells begin to die, and the enzymes begin digesting the cells inside out in the cycle called autolysis. Autolysis is defined as the destruction of cells or tissues by their own enzymes, especially those released by lysosomes. The body begins to decompose. In the gastrointestinal tract, the bacteria begin to destroy soft tissues that produce liquids and gases like hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, and hydrogen. The insects are attracted by the volatile molecules called epineumones escaping from the decomposing body. The scientists are able to isolate the volatile compounds escaping at the different stages of decomposition. The insect behavior may be modified by the volatile molecules released during each stage.
Stage of decomposition process. Stage 1, internal breakdown. As soon as death occurs, the body temperature starts cooling to match the surrounding temperature around it. Stage 2, bloating. As bacteria multiply and process bodily materials, they produce gas such as nitrogen. Stage 3, active decay. During the active decaying process, most body mass is lost due to bacteria and insect processing the body material along with liquid being released into the surrounding environment. Stage 4, advanced decay. By this stage, most of tissues have decomposed and only bones, hair, cartilage, ligaments, and sticky byproducts of decompositions are left. Stage 5, dry remains. The last stage is when all byproducts of decompositions have dried up and only the skeleton and perhaps some hair are left. Next, which is basic steps of forensic entomology. First, recognizing the potential usefulness of insect in a criminal investigation. Forensic entomologists are often called to the crime scene to collect insect evidence. 2. Collecting and preserving insect evidence. Once insects are found, they are collected and preserved for analysis. 3. Identifying the insect. In the lab, the insects are identified to determine their species and life stage. 4. Analyzing the data to draw conclusions. Once the insects are identified, the forensic entomologists analyze the data to draw conclusions about the time of death or other information that can assist in the investigation.
I will present about blue bottles and a case of accidental death. The body of a reported missing man in northern England in November 2003 was discovered in a deep ditch near his home. About 2.5 months afterwards, in February 2004, the pathologist estimated that he had died 2 to 3 weeks before discovery. However, a forensic entomologist, by examining the bluebottle larva and pupae on the body, gave an earlier estimate of 28 November with a range of a week either side. It transpired that the man had fallen into the ditch and died. This happened probably on the day he disappeared, which fits in with the range given by the entomologist. The second case, absence of insects reveals location of storage. In southern England, the body of a woman who had disappeared for 1 month was found burning in woodland. The body was partially decomposed, but there were no flies or fly larvae present. A forensic entomologist confirmed the absence of insects or insect larvae. This means that the body must have been stored somewhere that insects could not access. Together with other evidence, the investigators were able to discover that the victim's body had been stored in a secure rental unit. The last case, blowflies reveals hidden wound. A 50-year-old woman was found dead in her home in Brazil. She lived alone and had a history of heart disease. An absence of any apparent wounds or injuries at postmortem led the pathologist to declare a natural death. However, a later examination by a forensic entomologist showed presence of blowfly larval masses in the person's head. These larvae were seen to have accessed the head through a wound that was not caused naturally. Further police investigation led to the arrest of a man who admitted attempted rape. The injury to the head is caused during the attack. In our conclusion, forensic entomology is an emerging field in forensic science where the insects feeding on the corpse are studied. It has become an important tool in criminal investigation. Increased instances of forensic odontologists being involved in criminal investigations as part of the forensic team have necessitated the need for an increase in awareness of emerging science like forensic entomology and its applications in forensic.
That's all from us. Thank you.